Salute everybody. Welcome to Miss Parker. Miss Parker, I'm so sorry about the delay. Also to Marquell, he's been waiting so patiently for me. Shout out to everybody that came in earlier. Again, I do apologize for the delay, the storm, and everything. But let's welcome our guests. And also, I dropped a GoFundMe in the chat. It's to help Jaylen Lewis's family. Um, Akila Lewis was going to join us today, but with it being so close to this is the her son's anniversary, correct, Marquell?
Angel versus he was shot on the 25th, and he ultimately passed
Can you hear me?
on
Yeah.
today on the 26th. So it's tough on her today, tough on all of her,
Mm,
Lex, Kia, and Nisha. Mm.
yeah. Yeah. So let's put some prayer hands in there for Miss Akila and her family. Her son passed away today. He passed away.
He was
He got unalived by the Capitol Police in Jackson, Mississippi in 2022, September the 25th, 2022. He ultimately passed on the 26th. So it's hard for Miss Akila, and we understand that, as a mother and with such a heinous, violent crime and things like that. So we'll get with her later down the line when she gets a little better, hopefully, and let her share that story. Man, welcome Marquell, y'all. Marquell is going to start a channel as well. He is boots on the ground in one of the racist states in America. Has been one of the racist states and still very much racial things going on in Mississippi today. Marquell, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
um, yeah, cool. Marquell Bridges, the president and founder of Building Bridges for Community Unity and Progress, president and founder of Building Bridges Coalition, which is made up of the Hewitt P. Newton Gun Club, Louisiana Storm, Magnolia State Panther Party, um, BLM Grassroots, People's Advocate Institute, One Voice, a lot of different organizations, formally and informally, working together to what I'm saying. So I just wanted to make sure I shout out the realest ones, Chosen for Change, the Andrew Joseph Foundation. But anyway, initially I started Black Lives Matter Mississippi with my partner JoJo, Donald, and some more, Kerry, Miss Anna, just boots on the ground work when George Floyd was killed. I've been involved with the work 10 plus years, but that's really, we'll just say, full time. I think everybody was activated, seeing a grown man cry for his mother in Big Floyd. So just realizing the existential threat and the urgency of it all. So we'll say that, left that. Then I was on the rapid response team for Black Lives Matter, Grassroots National, under the direction of Uncle Drew, as I call him, but Andrew Joseph the second, under the direction of Dr. Melina Abdullah, in BLMLA. So connected with them, learned, grew, and now I'm full time with the Building Bridges Coalition, doing the work, which is an advocacy organization and a family support organization, supporting victims of racism, gun violence, and police brutality, and police state sanctioned violence. So we believe in addressing every community, every problem in our community. We believe it's on us to address, whether it's gun violence, whether it's voting. All of that is fixable by us. So before we worry about outside threats, we have to fix those within. If we're gonna hold others accountable, we got to hold ourselves accountable too. So just doing the grassroots work, you know, trying to help as many people as I can.
We go from boots on the ground with George Floyd, Jaylen Lewis and his family. Now we got Trey Reed. How did it come about that you got it? You took charge and said something's going wrong. This something don't sound right. To make you go and start talking to faculty, students, the roommate?
I believe, man. I'm gonna tell you, I got only two gifts. A lot of people will say I have more and they'll say other things, but to me, I feel like I only have two gifts from God. For one, I believe my people, and two, I love my people. You know, when all of this started, Trey Reed is no different. I remember the first family. When I was looking, like I like history, I like to learn. So as I'm researching and I'm looking, I could never find the family's side. I could never find what the family had to say, as if black people didn't love their people or their kids. So you know, I began to go and talk to these families some 10 years back, and it was one consistent pattern. When I got on the ground, when I started to ask questions, um, the first thing the police and the media report is always a lie. You know, and that be
Yes.
whether good or bad for whatever reason, you take that how you want to, but the first thing reported is always a lie. And you know, I just care what these families want, and I just swore an oath to stand by them through whatever. As long as they fight, I'm gonna fight with them, front, back, side, behind them, wherever they want me. That's where I'm gonna be.
So I want to read something that you talked about when it came to Trey Reed. Is it okay if I read that?
I stand behind all my
Everybody,
words, Miss Parker.
I believe you. I seen, like I said, I've seen your work. I was definitely on top of things, and I was like, interesting. I'm just looking at it. And I'm going, interesting. It's a good read right here. Like he said, so you said this is Marquell Bridges, everyone, for anybody coming in. Marquell Bridges, he's boots on the ground and everywhere, everywhere. So I'm super proud of you. I love Black Excellent and I love Black activists, especially in our men. Shank Rock is one of them. And to meet you, I feel like I'm in the presence of greatness right now. I never thought I'd live in the times where our Black men are being hung from a tree, being having a knee on their neck, taking their lives. I never thought in a million years I would live in the times that our ancestors lived in, because that's what it's giving. It's just not giving a lot of what we went through, the shackles, and this is present time. These things are happening. You said the suicide narrative in the Trey Reed's case comes from one direct and one cryptic message. Once again, please do not get mad at me. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. I'm not even running with the racist narrative. If you want my opinion, if you want to know what I think solely, just my personal perspective, I believe Trey Reed was murdered. And I've gotten a lot of nasty comments and pushbacks. Let's start there. How was you getting a lot of nasty comments and pushbacks? What was going on?
So I'll give you this before I dive straight into it. So if Jaylen, like you said, Jaylen Lewis was killed in 2022. When his mother, before me, when his family, and then I, and then others, you know, it was just me, or it was his family first, and then it was others. But when we began to talk about Jaylen, everybody called us a lie, and here we are, 3 years later, almost 3 years later, and now you find out everywhere we told you the truth. Same with Rasheen Carter. I can name so many people. So the pushback is always there. It's weird, and it usually come from our people. It comes from the outside races, but it comes from our people of simply not believing Black people, as if the truth is a lie. Like go look at it. Go ask the mom. You know, all that we've been through as a people. It amazes me that we still listen to mainstream media and news, especially knowing um, COINTELPRO and all the things and how it's been used to target, discriminate, criminalize, dehumanize our people. And if you just pay attention, the media says word for word. When a police shooting happened, when a hanging or a racist crime happened, the media says word for word what the police say. There is no independent investigations. There is no more investigative journalists where you have different people going to all sides, just really trying to figure out what happens. You know what I'm saying? What's going on and what the facts are. Let people um, draw their own opinion. They're educated, you know what I'm saying? But just what is true and what's not, and that get cloudy on social media. I give an example. When somebody initially put out that Trey's bones was broken initially, but even that come from a source of basis based on the crime scene photo of how he was in the tree and his leg was bent back. So that wasn't far fetched. If you see somebody's total body weight and on their leg bent back, and I see how they could think that. But I'm just saying, information like that, we have to be very careful on putting out the 100% accurate information. I'm not even upset, if it end up being suicide, because I want our people to know we supposed to ask questions. They gave black men syphilis in Tuskegee.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just for no reason. I'm not even trying to scare people. They said the greatest threat to America was black unity, and COINTELPRO and destroy all black liberation movements, black grassroots movements. They killed Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Long live Chairman Fred. They exiled Assata Shakur, who just passed the day. Rest in power, Assata, for doing nothing, and framed her for murdering the cop. So it's so deep with the pushback. I'm only concerned with our people and our reaction and our belief and how we just fall into whatever they say. It's this notion of, if a white person say it, then it must be true. But his mama and his family and all these people, saying the otherwise, and they just got to be lying. So it's a crazy notion to me.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Marquell? Okay, okay. You
Yep. Can
also
you hear me?
said, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so thank you for explaining that. You said you got a lot of, and I got a lot of nasty comments and pushbacks just for asking questions. A fast investigations is always a shoddy one. What did you mean when you said a fast investigation? What is your meaning by that? Thank you, Miss Sharon.
Um, it's self evident. The When the coroner arrived on the scene, he was already saying no foul play.
Yeah.
How did you come to that conclusion? They was already setting up press conference, lying to the family and lying to the public, saying there's a video of Trey's death. Now there's people online trying to place a message. Oh, well, they wasn't saying a video of his death. What's the point of mentioning a video if it's not gonna show us what we need to know to go in the favor of your ruling? So everyone knew what they were saying and what they were implying, and then now there's no video. What a week decide it wasn't long at all, if I'm not mistaken on the date. And please forgive me, Mama Reed, I got a lot on my mind, but I think September 15th, 16th, something like that. And it's,
Mhm.
what I'm saying, that's a week ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, 10
They
days.
def-
So
yeah, they definitely did it
yeah.
fast. And when I got it, I didn't realize, and then I found that's how I found you. And I said, so I played it, and what got me, Marquell, because the officer was black that said he arrived on the scene first. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying that because you're black, let's because you're black, let's really look into this. It was because the news conference was on top of it. When I say they was asking the right kind of questions, they was on point. And he said, well, how did y'all determine that? He said, well, I was the first one on the scene, is what the black officer said. But then when the news reporter kind of got gritty with him and got a little deeper, he said, well, I was the second on the scene. I said, well, was you first or was you second? Which one is it? You just said you was first on the scene. You can't be first and second on the scene. There's no way, because they was getting to the meat and potatoes. He said, how did you call it no foul play? It's not your call, right? He said,
Mhm.
isn't that for the medical examiner? He said, well, I was the second on the scene. So, I got the, because he said, well, didn't you get to see his body? And, how did you determine that just looking at him? And so you say, then you go on to say, let me go on to say what you said. You said, um, he was unalived and placed on that tree based on facts. The autopsy report said he had no marks or bruising around his neck. Strange for a hanging death and more commonly seen in manual strangulation death. So I didn't know they were saying he didn't have no marks. I said, how's that possible?
that that's just what the facts are. He had no ligature marks. Ligature marks are, so if you use a rope, a belt, or whatever, the markings that it leaves behind, and of course you know what bruising is, but that's what ligature marks would be, just for those out there who may not know. So there was no ligature marks, no like showing where the belt was. You hanging full body weight for hours, it should be a mark. There was absolutely no bruising, like so the only thing that he had was it's a big word. I do not want to get it wrong, but it's when you're strangled and something blows on the inside of your neck, which is common with manual strangulation. If someone chokes you to death, if someone else chokes you to death physically. And
Mm.
that's just what the data says when you look it up. Put it in your Google search bar, put it in your chat GBT, call your crime scene people. That's just what the data is when I looked into it. So yeah.
Mm. You said the way it almost seems as if he was placed in the tree. The way his left leg was still in the tree and only part of him was hanging.
Yes. Um, and once again, to the Reed and Tillman family, they already know I love them. And this is a big graphic. So if they are watching, just know I love you, and justice for Trey Reed. Um, but yeah, so that the reason that people thought the his left leg was broken, or any of his bones were broken, because the left leg was still in the tree, based on the crime scene photo, or a photo of Trey in the tree. Um, should I say? Um, he could essentially just stood up and stop hanging. I know your body's natural response. That's what it would have been. You would have just stood up and stopped choking yourself by natural response, self preservation. Um, so it was awkward. It was weird. Everything about this case, like I said, I don't like to speculate. Everything about this, from beginning to the end, from the time I got on the ground, from the time I heard about it, to everybody I talked to, this shit has been strange. It's just been weird, and it's been one person after another telling me, stop asking questions. He committed suicide.
Mm.
Yep.
Wow. You said, and again, I repeat, there is no footage. The campus, the school, the police, the coroner lied. There is no footage camera. Footage that shows Trey being lynched or committing suicide. The only footage is of him sitting in front of his girlfriend's dormitory. Why did they lie like that? I mean, that's the second, because I know the first time, we'll get to the second. The first thing is the officer calling and saying he passed away in his bed in his dorm.
The same
But
reason the coroner lied, Miss Parker. We talking about alumni of DSU. We're talking about millions of dollars. This thing was going to be a suicide from the door to protect the school. That's what it seemed like to me. That's why he can't remember if he was first or second on the scene. Because his whole goal was to protect the school. That's why immediately, no foul play. Everything that has happened, that's transpired, has been to protect DSU, which, being in Cleveland, Mississippi, and traveling abroad, I understand that it seems like DSU is the hub for the whole town and surrounding areas. So they wanna protect that at all costs.
wow. So you say we have confirmed through social media posts, roommate accounts, friends, and people on campus that there was an altercation over Charlie Kirk's death, over comments made, and Trey was protecting a young black queen online and was receiving threats.
Facts. The initial who brought that to the public, we're gonna go over an accurate timeline. I think their name's K Brown on Facebook or social media, and I didn't pay too much attention to it. But when I got on the ground with the family, they brought something to my attention and made me pay attention to it. So I started to run down that narrative. That was confirmed from roommate. That was confirmed from physically seeing the post. Somebody was nice enough to print it out and take it to his mom. So there's a lot of people looking at this, a lot of people working on this, definitely not just me. So shout out to everyone that's asking questions to give this family the answers they need, not to stir things up, not to play the race game, to really give this family whatever answers they need, because a lot of them don't believe this suicide narrative. So anyway, that's how that started, and was confirmed from people on campus that the Building Bridges Coalition talked to, and the things that we seen from physically seen from the family and Brother K Brown see with.
Wow. So Trey trying to protect, just standing up for a young black sister was receiving threats because this Charlie Kirk thing has set a bonfire on America. People's losing their jobs. You can't say anything. I mean, I thought this was a freedom of speech type of, it's crazy how one can go around spreading racial tension, but as soon as just give your opinion, you're fired or you're threatened, and then boom, this happens with Trey. You said was the person or the threat in the same dormitory as him? Why was he seeking to sleep in his girlfriend's car?
That these are questions that need to be answered. These are, to be honest, these are questions that the detective, the investigator, should have answered. That's how I know they only follow one line of sight with the investigation, which was making sure this is a suicide, because those are questions that should have been answered by them and not me. He told his roommate, "I'll be right back." You know what I'm saying? He turned in the test. So he was sitting in front of her dormitory, um, waiting on her. I haven't spoken with her yet, so I don't even know whether she came down and she's the last person to see him alive, or the young fellow Jaquan Wallace, who I did speak to by the grace of God. Something just drew me to the brother at the memorial. I stopped him and another brother and really just politic back and forth with no judgment, and try to make him understand how powerful his words was. You know what I'm saying? How critical, take you some time to think and assess the situation before speaking, especially when justice is concerned. But I'm proud of the young brother nonetheless. Like I said, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just draw my opinion off facts, what you can prove, and not just thin air or what I think.
So you also said cryptic message, and I quote, "The belt broke." From Trey Reed's phone to his girlfriend, now we've arrived at a very critical fact and lack of evidence, and just really, for a lack of better words, a quiet, weird, and strange detail in Trey's utter suicide, especially knowing killers love to keep souvenirs. The buckle of the belt used in the utter suicide of Trey Reed was never found. That right there alone gave me chills when I read that from you.
100% true. 100% true. Comes from the family and those that, this is what I hope everybody know. Essentially, what I'm telling the world is not something out of thin air. It's what was presented. It's what's been shown to the family. So it's what they know and can prove, and that's all I told them. I want to hear, like, what you can prove. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with telling the truth. So yeah, it's just what they were shown, and that's not much. You know, and the buckle's not there. I want to know where the belt came from initially. I see a lot of people, and this is what I mean by nasty pushback. Like, how low of a person do you have to be to comment under one of my posts or a comment about a situation with justice and black murder and say he was caught on camera purchasing the rope. You know what I'm saying? When it wasn't even a rope, it was the belt. Or you see what I'm saying? That doesn't exist, and that just confuses people. So that's what I want to know. Like the roommate said he never came back. The roommate said he didn't leave with a belt. He had on a black Nike Tech jumpsuit and the gray joggers and a maroon do rag.
And you also asked the roommate, did Trey have a belt? And he said no.
Yep, he said no. So, where does it come from? You don't need a belt with jogging pants. So see, that's another thing. When I talked to Brother Jaquan Wallace, and I told him, see, that he was thinking of rope. He told me he didn't have a belt. He didn't see him with a belt. You know what I'm saying? Before he walks off to the left and never seen again. So, and fact check that, y'all, with brother Wallace. Did you see him have a belt in his hand when he was standing there? When you noticed him upset, did you see him with one stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like what you see? Because where does this belt come from? That's bigger than him. That's big enough to hang him. Trey was a small, you know what I'm saying, young guy. He wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
big guy.
Mm-hmm. You also said only two text messages, one direct, one cryptic. He walked towards the pickleball court and is never seen alive again. Found in his pocket an old love letter from his girlfriend, another cryptic set of four numbers written on a piece of paper, which I won't reveal for the integrity of any ongoing investigations. So, how far was the tree from the pickleball court?
It's right behind it. Essentially, the tree where did you see where we built the memorial, where the Bitterroot Bridges Coalition went
Yeah,
down and built that
yeah.
tree right there? That's the right tree.
Okay.
hmm After seeing the crime scene photo, that's in fact the right tree. Now look at that tree. So imagine that little empty spot where Trey picture was is where his left foot at, and the rest of him is hanging. You could have just hung on the limb. This shit's crazy, man. I don't want to
It
go into that,
is because I looked at that tree and I said, I know this ain't the tree. I'm telling
it's
you,
crazy.
I told my people because I said, I know this ain't the tree. I,
It's crazy.
Marquell, I,
I know it's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
I mean, you can't make this up.
You
You said, then you turned around and said, these are just the honest to God facts. You do with them as you will. For me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord and continue fighting for equal protection, transparency, and justice for our people. That includes Trey Reed. At the very least, I hope every reasonable can agree that it needs to be thoroughly investigated and not as suicide, just investigated objectively and properly. You said you can tell me something that you can't visually show me, but tell me to believe it based off of two text messages and his demeanor that day being upset or in deep thought, described as zoned out. But when asked, Trey would never share what was wrong was an external threat or depression leading to suicide. I just ain't buying what they selling. I need to see it. And by Trey Reed's family that is seeking greater understanding, transparency, and accountability into his death, a black life that Delta State failed to protect. Um,
facts.
so, and there are no images of Trey on campus with a belt or leaving. So they was trying to say that Trey was at a store on campus on a video buying a belt. Why buy a belt when you can buy a rope? It just doesn't make sense.
Who said that?
No, when you was okay, so it says, and there are no images of Trey on campus with a belt or leaving campus to buy one, nor at any store buying one, nor in his hand in none of the footage or pictures shown to the family.
Just the facts. So where the belt come from? You know what I'm saying? It was late at night. We talking about late at night. We talking about 12, 1 in the morning. So you can't go to no store. It's Cleveland, Mississippi. Ain't nothing open. Nothing's there. I know the store on campus ain't open at 12 and 1 at night on a Sunday. So you see what I'm saying? I'm just being logical. I'm just running through like, okay, where does belt come from? Did somebody give it to them and they ain't came forward yet because they know they get, you know what I'm saying? Like where the belt come from? And then that
Yeah.
with mixed with that cryptic message, it almost is like the killer sin. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to speak. That shit don't make no sense, man. It don't make sense.
Yeah. And what did you mean when you said but was the killer sending these text messages? The belt broke?
Yeah, because where's the buckle? It really happened. The buckle's really missing. You see, how do you hang yourself and text your girlfriend? Like, come on, man.
Oh wow.
I was born at night, but not last night. How do you text your girlfriend the belt broke if you're hanging?
Oh wow. Mm, mm. Wow, Marquell.
So
Wow.
I know. I'm trying. That's what
Ooh,
you
that
know.
and that one hit. I didn't. I just now like kind of. I'm glad you're here to give me clarity on that because I read it, but what you not being heard is just me reading and trying to. What does that mean? That is crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
This is definitely no suicide. Definitely no suicide. None.
In the one spot on campus where there's no cameras,
But it's cameras everywhere else.
when I say everywhere else, it's the one place, and it's known. It's not like a secret. It's the one place like the kids know, the people on campus know. Ain't no camera. Y'all go back here, smoke, drink, mess with your girls or guy, whatever you doing when you don't want to be seen on camera. That's where you go do it. And based on the people that we talk to, see, these ain't even my words. That's why I want people to understand. I'm not making it about race. People, the kids, white and black, on campus said this is the white boy hangout spot where they smoke and drink. So that's what they said. Like, and that's what I reported to them.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
nowhere near Trey Storm. He had no reason to be back there.
And you said, so we arrived at the way the knot was tied and that the buckle still has not yet to be found. So how was it tied like to make you say the way it was tied and
This, can you hear me? Or are you freezing up? You good?
yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, got you. Which once again, I want to be crystal clear. This comes from multiple people who looked at it and who were shown these photos by police. So it was too official. It instantly jumped out to everybody who seen it as if like, damn, that's somebody who know how to tie a knot. You know what I'm saying? And that verbiage is actually something his granddaddy said. He was like, that boy work out in the yard with me. He barely can tie his shoes in a joking manner. So who tied this sophisticated knot in this tree? As you know, like, man,
Mm-hmm.
as you trying to, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Who, so I'm watching the news conference. I'm watching the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And the news reporter, like I said, he's going in, he's asking all the right questions. He said, who called the grandfather and told him that Trey was found in his dorm? But then
Mm-hmm.
y'all call and turn around and Trey's in a tree. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, it's still under investigation. I can't answer that. And then turned right around in the same breath and said, but I know I called the grandfather. So if you can't answer for who called the grandfather, it's under investigation. I'm pretty sure that you shouldn't be saying that you called the grandfather too. You get what I'm
Man,
saying? And you can
You know they
see,
always put a black man up front at these things to calm Negroes down. I don't know what I can and can't say on your platform. I don't
you
want to
can
get you in
say,
no
go
trouble.
ahead, you're good.
But yeah, they always gonna throw one of us up there, like as if that means something. But to us real revolutionaries, to us real brothers and sisters, us real kings and queens, we don't care what color you is, because we know, Tyree Nichols' killers was all black. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We know that every slave revolution was stopped by other black people. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. We know that Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman had to kill a lot of niggas because they loved master and they wanted to go
Mm.
back to bit slavery. You know what I'm saying? So just because you black, that don't mean nothing to me, man. The truth is the only thing matter to me, and your moral character, your principles, your fibers. You can be the same color as me, and to me, all I'm looking at is a conservative, neo-capitalist, racist white man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's in your soul, it's in your character, it's a mindset that make you black.
He seemed very uncomfortable. And when the heat was turning up, that news reporter that was turning up that heat, he was sweating bullets. And he started changing the story. It started being, it Sunday, and then the dean of the college seen that he was losing that momentum. He stepped back in. The white man stepped back in and started talking again. And I said, no, 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 bring him back. Because see, one thing about it, you already stepped in the paint to take the fall for the badge against your own in this type of situation, this day and time, and with Charlie Kirk situation happening, I was so upset because you could see that this black man was set up to do this for us, to paint a picture, pretty colors, no mud smears, because you first on the scene. Only when the news reporter called you out and said, well, how did you say that? Because you said they came up with the determination when you seen him. How do you just look at somebody and say, oh, there's no foul play here? Oh, well, I wasn't the first officer. I was actually the second officer. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Keep it as it was. You said you was the first on the scene. The man's
Mm-hmm.
asking, how did you determine by looking at this man and say, oh yeah, there's no foul play here? He said, well, it was the coroner that said that. He said, okay, how did he determine that? He doesn't have that quality to determine that. He can't look at that boy and say that.
The investigation supposed to determine that, and they hadn't even investigated yet.
That's
So
what he said.
I seen them do that immediately in the Rasheen Carter's case. I seen them do that immediately in the Austin Jones case, and then they come out that we're right in both cases. So into racist sundown town of Taylorsville, Mississippi, you know, anytime they rush into no foul play, that is to calm you down. That's so Negroes don't pay attention, so black people don't come start asking questions. All y'all go home. Ain't nothing here. Ain't nothing to see here. Basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With the family, was it just social media? Was it just somebody hearing it saying, "Oh, it's broken bones"? Because of course, the autopsy comes back in 2 days. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I never seen nothing so like, damn, that's a quick autopsy, quick. So when you said how quick it went, I was like, it's over. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't came. Yeah, it's suicide. Yeah, nothing here. Like you said, go on, black people. Nothing to see here. It's over. Suicide. No, 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 no. Marquell, no. Who came up with the broken legs and who put that out?
It had to be now. Like, once again, I don't want to speculate at all, but just this is an assumption. So if I'm gonna speculate, I'm gonna say this is an assumption. I assume that it was one of the students who was videoing or taking pictures of Trey's body because of the way he was positioned in the tree.
Who found
Mm-hmm.
Trey?
So I was told that it was the dean's wife on her morning job. I also know, so it was multiple people. I also know it was a cafeteria worker who seen him as well, and someone who I'll leave nameless, but a member of faculty who actually came to the memorial and told us some things. So multiple people seen him out there this morning. That morning, it's like a really busy spot when everybody going to where I told you it's the hangout spot. It's not a empty spot. 4 or 5, everybody's coming through there trying to that works there and that's trying to get to class and get their day started. Mm-hmm.
What time did they find Trey?
7:30, if I'm not mistaken. 7:30 a.m.
Can you share, due to the investigation, can you share anything that the faculty said that came to the memorial?
The faculty that I talked to told me to keep asking questions on doing the right thing. Um, Honestly, everybody told me they feel like it was a murder, except Jaquan, why the guy who seen him, he told me that initially, but when I told him everything I know, he would kind of like, oh, I ain't know all that, about the belt and the different things. But he initially he did say, I believe it's this based off, same thing he told the police. He said that, but everyone else I talked to besides him, um, which ain't by no means. He was a nice young man. I ain't shitting on the young man. That could be his real honest assessment based on what he's seen. Seeing Trey upset or whatever. So by no means am I saying that. I'm just saying honestly, he's the only person that said that to me on the ground on campus, and that's black or white, faculty or student.
Mm-hmm.
It was
So
actually students coming out. So.
she said, so are there no securities on the campus night or morning?
In I don't believe there is. I don't want to tell a lie. I know it's none in that area, period. Because I don't think it's none, period, bro. Look, I just drove on the campus. Me and the coalition. I never seen security. I seen local police. They sort of box us in and just sort of watch to see what we were gonna do from the moment we got there. But
Mm.
never seen any type of campus security. One, like the grounds worker, the one who picking up leaves and stuff, he stopped and talked for a second. Um, but no, I never seen any campus police. So if they did, maybe I wasn't on the right side, or I never seen it.
Yeah. And so you said everybody else was like, keep asking questions. Keep
Yeah,
asking questions. Because
keep asking.
kids talk. I don't give a
Yeah.
damn what it is. College kids, high school kids, they talk.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Somebody gonna slip and say something. Somebody has said something for everybody to say, please keep asking questions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's the girlfriend stance on this?
I haven't talked to her, and let me be very, very clear. I wanna be kind, I wanna be compassionate, I wanna be empathetic and sympathetic. So let me say this first. Um, Essentially, she been knowing, if I got my facts straight, she been knowing Trey since they were 5.
Mm.
So I'm just imagining a loss like that. Um, and then it is essentially your person. I don't know, like, if they were a relationship. I don't know if they both mess with other people, or what I'm saying, how good they were. I ain't privy to none of that. But what I'm just saying, on the outside looking in, um, and that could be the case. It could be they wasn't even really like that, or off and on or whatever. So we want all that's a possibility. She'll have to clear that up. But I'm just assuming losing your girlfriend or boyfriend, one that you're doing college with, doing life with, is pretty traumatic experience. I personally would take the challenge and would hope my significant other would want to speak up on my behalf and clean up, clear up, stand up, make the police want to investigate it properly. You know what I'm saying? Not just let them chunk it off as a suicide, or whatever the case. So if it is, come out and say, all right, yeah, this is what he was dealing with. I didn't tell his mom. We didn't tell nobody. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I would want her to speak up. I can't speak for her, but I haven't talked to her. I don't know why she hasn't made any public statements or really just spoke to his overall mental health. I know that she did give a statement to the police, so she has talked to somebody, but just not to the public.
So so when you talked to the roommate, did he say that Trey was off his? He was upset. He seemed angry. He seemed hurt. He seemed depressed. What all did the
Do
roommate
you do
say?
do? Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I'm not finna die. Oh, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay, go ahead. Miss Lady B,
I
he
just need to
did
get my
talk to the roommate. Go ahead, Marquell. Get your stuff set up. He did talk to the roommate a little bit, so I'm gonna ask your questions. Chick Simple Lady, I'm gonna ask yours too. Please hit that like button for me, guys. This I also dropped the GoFundMe for Miss Akila Lewis. It's been 3 years today since Jaylen Lewis took his last breath. He was unalived by the Capitol Police for supposedly a routine traffic stop that just wasn't a routine traffic stop. And this same officer that was involved with taking the life of Jaylen Lewis also took the life of a mother of five the same way, an African American mother of five the same way, and never did a drop of time. You hear me? Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you so much for catching that GoFundMe. Even if it's $5, you guys. If you wanted to donate to me, give it to them. I'd rather give it to the family of Jaylen Lewis, please. You know what I'm saying? Y'all support me so kindly. So again, if everybody can give $5, a piece to that GoFundMe to help Miss Akila. Jaylen did leave behind three children, three sisters, a mother and a father. Miss Akila was gonna come and talk to us today, but it's been 3 years
And she
today.
still will, just not today.
Yeah, I was just explaining to them why you got your setup, about the GoFundMe and getting her some help and stuff. We support the negative, but we never support the positive. And this could be us, you guys. With how everything's transpiring around the world, let's support Miss Akila Lewis and her family, please. So you said the roommate just didn't, did you ask him, Marquell, like, how was his attitude? Did he look depressed? Did he say
You want to
anything?
know exactly what I asked him? You want to
Yes.
know exactly what I asked the roommate? So
Yes.
I had two questions. I only had two questions. Well, no, three questions for the roommate. My first question was, I said, bro, I don't want to go into no details. Like, I know you're going through it. I just got three questions for you. He was cool. He came to the memorial. He came up to me. That's why I'm always gonna speak highly of him. Man, he loved his friend. He loved his roommate. He said Trey held him down. So anyway, I asked him, and your camera blanked off, sis. But I asked him,
Yeah, I turned it off so I can smoke.
oh, okay, now you good, you good. I was just making sure. I said Trey's mental health. I said before all of this, before today, before that day, I said Trey's mental health, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like was he good? 10 being good, one needing help and being bad and depressed. I said before this day, don't even think about this day. I said before, just you knowing him, since you've been knowing him as his roommate, just since you've been knowing him period in life, because Grenada's not a big place. You know what I'm saying? Like essentially, all these kids that's making up DSU is from Grenada and the surrounding areas, so they know each other. But anyway, he told me 10. He said, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Bridges, or he might have said Mr. Marquell. I don't want to misquote, but he was like, he kept me together. So this is shocking me because I don't expect to hear this. You got to think I'm coming in with the mind frame in because they done told me it's suicide. I'm coming with the mind frame like, all right, all these kids finna tell me he committed suicide and I'm finna go home. So that wasn't the case. He was like, nah, 10. He was like 10. He kept me together. I was like, okay. I wasn't expecting that. So I said, second question. I said that day. Like I was like, you when you seen him, I was like, I know you can't dispute or go against what the other people who seen him saying. Like I don't even want you to attempt to do that. I said, just like you, like speak truthfully about what you seen. I said when you seen him, how was it? Like, did he look like he was finna go kill himself? Like, did he look like he was super stressed out? He said, no, we really, he was honest. I love honest people. He was honest. He was like, we really didn't have a bunch of dialogue and a bunch of interaction because he was on the phone. But he said, he seemed like he was fine, same old Trey. He was on the phone talking to somebody. He told me he'll be right back. And he left. My last question was, all right, did you see him with the belt? Did you see it stuffed in his jeans, like with something bulging out his Nike Tech, not jeans joggers? Like, could you see a belt? Did you see him pick up a belt? And he said, no, he didn't have nothing. He didn't have no belt. So those are the three
Mm,
questions I asked the roommate, and I got his number in case I had any more questions.
mm, mm. They said, Lady Mars said his Facebook page seems like he was depressed a lot of the past. Read like she was changing up on him.
Mm. Yeah, with the girl, and then that's another thing that I wanna clear up. Like when, say if me and my girl are fighting, right? Or not
Mm,
fighting, but you know what I mean. Fighting is not the correct word. Definitely like into it, or going through something like emotionally is what I mean. I might post a meme about how motherfuckers ain't loyal, or
yeah.
you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
like breaking down how you can't trust people and so. But none of that shit is signifying depression or I'm finna go kill myself. If I'm saying like this person here who I thought I could trust, I can't trust. And I ain't saying that's what he was saying to her. I'm just saying like I think people are reading a bit much into shit that people share on a
Mm-hmm.
daily basis. That's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Chick Simple Lady said, did
now
I hear him say he had a love letter in his pocket from his girlfriend?
he had the like a letter she had wrote to him years ago. A old love letter.
Mm-hmm. And I love how you broke it
Yes,
down to like, go ahead, Marquell. I'm sorry.
I was just no, you good. I was just responding to your viewers. I was going to answer Chick Simply Lady's question. Since then, has the area been secured with cameras and with cameras installed? They were put in the next day. We have pictures when we come in. I'm telling you, we do real thorough investigations, and when you connect with the people, there's nothing more powerful than the people. We have video and pictures of them putting the cameras up. So
Oh,
the next day, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Time Warps. I didn't know you could see the comment. She said, thank you for bringing awareness for him and his family. Thank you. I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to see if they said anything. They
That
said,
storm got you slightly breaking up a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She said if he had on joggers, he'd have no belt on. Yeah, of course. He definitely wouldn't have a belt on. You still can't hear me, Marquell?
Great point. Great point. That's all I'm trying to figure out. And like I said, with no speculation, we're not saying, you know, it's just questions that need to be answered if you really, gonna try to give the family the closure they need. Like, where the belt come from? Where's the buckle? Why the buckle wasn't in his dormitory? If it's his belt, why the buckle ain't in his dormitory? Why it ain't right there where he was found hanging? Why it ain't
Mm,
in front of his girlfriend's dorm where he was seen sitting on camera? Like, where's the buckle? And what is this cryptic message? The belt broke. Like, in the words of Dr. Umar, ain't that a little bit suspicious? Like that don't raise your little, your hair stand up a little bit. Like, what does this mean? Like, why is he texting this? Like, so
yeah, that's scary. That is so scary right now. How did the grandfather feel once he found out that Trey did not pass away in his bed? Like the police is calling and saying this. Not you, not a stranger, not just somebody that's asking questions around. This is from the police.
hmm now I will. This is the only thing that I'll share, and I'll put a name on this. His mom said, Miss Sophia Reed said that they thought that she was gonna go to the hospital, and she went straight to the school, looking for him. So and they went to the dorm first. So they was misdirecting them so they wouldn't see him on the tree. He was still on the tree, and I'll share that with you.
Wow. Oh my, Marquell, when you hearing it,
It
it's
was
disturbing.
investigation was too quick. Was toxicology testing done? Yes, it was done. I'm not sure. I'll check when we get off. I haven't seen any news or any timeline saying that it came out, but toxicology was done on the first autopsy, and it should be done on the second autopsy. I would assume as well. Yeah.
Wow.
And just so people know about Jaylen Lewis was never pulled over before. The initial statement from the police was a lie. One officer approached him shooting through the window. The other one jumped out of an unmarked car. Both officers fired. We know that. We know Jaylen was unarmed, and we know he never moved his vehicle. So they just killed him. He's one of six people that they killed. This Scorpion unit, sort of like the people who killed Tyree Nichols. This unit assembled of Capitol Police that was supposed to be stopping crime around Jackson. The first thing they did was go out there and kill six unarmed black people. And to be honest, Jackson, Mississippi is not mad enough about it. They ain't did enough about it. His family, his mom, and myself, and Miss Holmes were killed, and certain others. A select few shouldn't be the only ones screaming to the mountaintops about this, knowing he killed six people. Jaylen was a father of three, and Miss Sharita was a mother of five, and nobody seems to give a fuck that Reinhold and these pieces of shit racist officers just went out and killed six black people and was still allowed to work and walk around like it was nothing. So the GoFundMe is for her. She lives in Georgia, around the Atlanta area. The first pretrial court date for Jaylen is October 15th. So her and her three daughters are going to be having to come back and forth from Georgia to Mississippi. They're going to need hotel rooms. They're going to need gas, and so we need to run that up for our people. We don't need to depend on nobody else. I got 13,000 followers. If every one of my followers just give $1, that's $13,000. That's a
Yeah.
good start. So let's do that for her and for her family.
Send me that information, please, Marquell. I would love to donate, and I know my riders support me heavily. I would love to donate to that. I'm so hurt right now. I once you
You
told me
breaking
about
up on me,
Jaylen,
sis?
once can you hear me now? Can you
I'm
hear
gonna
me
wait on.
now?
Yeah, you breaking up on me, Parker. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I would love to support that. Send me the information,
I'll send it
please.
to
I
you when
would
we
love
get
to.
off. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She said, Valerie, thank you for supporting the GoFundMe. Thank you for supporting that. Okay. Miss Sharon, it is in the
Thank you,
chat. She
Valerie.
said the Klan don't wear white no more. They wear blue and use our own people to help them do what they do. How do you feel about that?
That's the truth. But see, this is not like what she's saying. It's not a far fetched statement. Like it's FBI documentation that told you like they put down the Klan uniforms and in mass when enjoying the police force and the military. Like this is true. Like you can like we just don't read. This is the truth. You can go look that information up. They mass in droves went enjoying the police and went enjoying the military. It's so pertinent to where in California there was like clan and gang sets within LA Police Department. You can look into that. Like just accurate
Mhm.
information. Hmm.
She said, she said, so it would seem the cause of unaliving would be inconclusive until toxicology testing is done. Did you hear me, bruh?
Nah, you had broke up, but I'm gonna wait. No matter what, I'm gonna stay with you. I'm
Okay.
liking the conversation. So what you say?
It's on the screen. She said, so it would seem the cause of unaliving would be unconclusive until toxicology testing is done.
The toxicology testing is done. That's correct. To know from a full scale, just he could have. this is not me speculating. This is me was saying what all the toxicology report does. He could have been poison. It could have been drugs. It could have been anything, foreign things that the toxicology report will reveal. I'm telling you from the beginning, they were determined that this was going to be a suicide to protect Delta State University. That's what it's about. They don't want black kids not to enroll. They don't want good white people not to send their kids there. That's a lot of money that they stand to lose. And if you knew a killer was around running around campus, you'd be scared, and your parents would be scared. So they was
Mhm.
just suicide before we do an investigation.
She said, I brought up the Facebook post because whoever put him in the tree could have seen that too and thought it would be an easy enough cover up. Yes, I agree, Lady
That's
Marva.
it. Yep, yep. Yep. True that. True that. True that. True that. True that. Makes
So,
sense.
boom. Now we got my boy Ben Crumb, met him, awesome man. I remember meeting him in DC, and he said, You are going to do great things. And I said, Me? And I got a picture with him, and he said, he looked at me when we took our picture, and he said, You, ma'am, are going to do great things in the future. I see that in you. And I was like, Me? And he spoke so powerful for Shanquilla. So for him to help this family, I'm loving this right now. For this family, for Trey Reed's family, he needs this. This needs being Crump on it. But then we got Colin Kaepernick coming in, coming through, and getting this private, getting the new autopsy. You know, the independent autopsy, and I'm loving that
Mm.
right now. What do you think is going to be the outcome of the independent? What are you hoping to come out of that, if anything?
Uh, just more answers. I'm not hoping. I'm just hoping the truth come out and that his family get whatever they need to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they good, whenever they done heard what they need to hear. So that's my only hope is that they happy. But I just hope it reveals something more. I'm gonna tell you my fear. My fear is the fact that this happened in a spot with no cameras, and it's just gonna be something like Emmett Till. We'll never know, and that's my biggest fear. So I'm more rather than Crump. I'm more hoping that a student, a witness, somebody that can shed light, the girlfriend, somebody that can actually give us a real good in depth look on what this was and give the family clarity. That's what I'm hoping for.
A couple more questions, Marquell. When you was on campus, was it uncomfortable? You know what I'm saying? Did anybody stand out to you? You know what I'm saying? Did you side eye anybody? Well, you know what I'm saying? Seeing the black man on, and word is getting around that Mr. Bridges is asking questions on campus. You know?
There was the police the moment we got on campus. If you go to my memorial, I think I tried to turn and show them, but it was like five police officers bagged up over there to the right, watching that way. Some on the other side. It was one. I think my people said a gray Mustang that came through like 4 or 5 times. Just kept riding through. Um, but from the kids, man, that's what immediately stood up to me was everybody seemed fearful, and I just I remember as I was walking and thinking, I'm like, if it's a suicide, like why are people scared to talk about a suicide? Like we should be talking about mental health. We should be
Yeah.
saying how we need to be there for each other. Like if this suicide, why everybody looking so scared and just keep walking past? And I don't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like so
Mhm.
it was just weird, just weird.
I can get that. She said, so they would rather let a redeemer run around than to protect their students.
Yeah, I guess so. When that big money, we talking about millions of dollars. Yep,
Hmm.
yep, yep. And now they done put up. Well, they done put up cameras now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Trey Reed, Justice for Trey Reed. That his black life helped other black students on DSU campus. He got some cameras in a secure
Yes.
spot, and I imagine they should be hustling or bustling to get some security. So even in death, he's helping his people as he stood up for that young black girl. But it should have already been in place. So shame on you, Delta State University.
Did you get to
Coming.
see who put the threats out to Trey? Did y'all get to see names of those people, or were they made up names and stuff like that?
No, we hunt. We have faces. We're hunting down. We have pictures. We're hunting down names, and locations of these individuals. But we have
Mm.
pictures and social media names. Hmm.
Do they go to the campus?
Um, it doesn't say in their profile. It says Cleveland. So two. It was a group actually. Two of them says Cleveland, Mississippi. In when you look through their profile, and I don't want to misspeak, man. It wasn't Grenada. The other one was from somewhere else. The other one was from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Venetia said, I feel that the independent would give more answers to be placed in that tree. Um, Vic said, I
Mhm.
pray that something positive comes out soon. The family deserves justice. They saying they pray. Mom Duke said, praying that the family gets the answers that they need for closure. Thank you, Key. She said,
Miss
right.
Smith, hey, you would put that question Miss Smith just said. She just made
Hold
me
on.
think of something. They couldn't
This
tell the
one right here.
time of death. Yeah, let
Hold
me
on.
read it. I feel the independent will give more answers to be placed in the tree. He already had to have rigor mortis. That's what maybe the last part what made me think about it. The coroner, the state, they couldn't figure out time of death. They don't know what time.
Mm, what?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what they get to determine. I thought that's their training line of work.
Yeah, they couldn't tell the time of death. As of
Hmm.
now, as of reported to the family, what was shared with me, they no time of death. That was strange on the autopsy, and something else was strange about. Oh yeah, the no marks and bruising. That's certain stuff was strange about the autopsy. Mm-hmm.
Vic said, "Channel your inner late great John Lewis. He caught it. Getting in good trouble. Take a stand."
Yeah, facts, facts, brother. And tell him, I've been getting in good trouble this whole time, but I get off probation for getting in good trouble in November, the first the first day of November, so we can go get in some more good trouble, and add about 11 or 12 more fake charges that they put on me for fighting
Mm,
for my people. So yeah,
wow. Wow.
mhm. The good old boy network in Mississippi, they're gonna protect them. Facts, Miss Hill. Facts. Mhm.
There goes another one for you.
Why does it take things to happen before they take precautions like it's 2025? Yep, some stuff should already be in place. You should know your kids are protected. I'm pretty sure that they knew this was a blind spot and they knew what these kids was doing, and because it was the white people blind spot, we ain't gonna bother it. We gonna let them do what they do back there. I'm pretty sure if it was a bunch of black kids congregating and smoking weed and drinking, they'd have been put cameras up and had security patrolling. But that's just how that go, and that's the way the world works. We have to live in objective reality. That's not me being racist. That's me telling the fucking truth about the way life is in America, because they know the real story behind the unalive. Facts, Big Mama 49. Yup, yup, yup.
He
Mississippi is
said, Vic,
sloppy, broke, and racist.
yeah. She
Not too
said,
much on my state though, but yeah, you're right.
Vic works there. They said definitely a cover up because, like, what do you all know? What can y'all confirm? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. So all they can confirm is Trey was upset and he walked to the left. If people want to know the truth, why we waiting, that's what eventually it's gonna be. It don't matter about the autopsy or none of that, because it's common sense. He was strangled. If you found hanging or whatever. So we know that already, unless like the sister said, the toxicology is going to reveal some type of chemical element or drug. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that does. But we know he was hung from a tree or strangled and then put on the tree because that's the type of injuries he had. Um, but as far as what we're gonna know and can factually prove is based on the Jaquan Wallace saying he seen him. Trey was upset, thinking about something. We're gonna know he tried to get in his girlfriend car. Like you're gonna know everything I said and I put out, and then we're gonna know he walked to the left and was never seen alive again. Because there is no camera in that area, like they initially said they lied. So unless a witness or some evidence comes, you know, that's just what that's gonna be.
Uncle G said, will there be any marches and protests in or around Cleveland, Mississippi?
Facts. We're letting the process play out. The families kind of talk. You know, this shit is traumatic. Like, um, some of us are here, like you, Miss Parker, and myself, are here to help, but other people are here to be nosy. A lot of motherfuckers just want to talk, and so this entertainment for them, but this real life for us. So you know, the family when this happened, man, it's something called blinding grief to where the family don't know what to do, man. They you ain't you having to fight before you even get to burying. You having to deal with all this stuff you don't know. The police trying to get you to believe this. Your lawyers trying to get you to do this and believe this. And the whole time, you know, you just and so I just give the family as much grace as they need, but just trust that we have people and students and other college campuses working on things, other HBCUs all around the area and surrounding areas. We ready to mobilize and move there whenever the family say. So we just respecting their wishes. If we don't come, trust me, it's gonna be because they told us not to. But whenever they say come, we coming in and coming in full force, ready to shut shit down and get justice for Trey Reed by any means necessary.
Okay, I know that's right. She said, but now they put cameras up. It's campus, so they only secure one side and not the entire campus is insane.
Oh, that sounds like a student. So she said they only put it up on one part, but they still ain't got cameras in other
Yeah,
areas.
she said, but now they put cameras up. It's a campus, so only secure one side and not the entire campus is insane. Like, why that area
Oh,
is not, you know what I'm saying? Why did it take something to
yeah, I
happen
caught it.
to Trey to nail of everywhere on this campus? That spot, which is white boy, you know what I'm saying? White boy land,
Hmm.
and boom.
Perfect.
Hmm.
It's too a little too perfect.
She said, I'm sorry, the devil is after you when you're doing a great job. Something they will never tell you. She said, why is Mississippi still the poorest state in the union, respectfully?
Because they care about more about being racist and oppressing and killing and locking black people up and lynching black people than they do their poor whites and others and getting health care and all these. Governor Tate Reed, Tate the Snake, as I call him, denied federal money that would have helped us in the pandemic, cut it off earlier. They just care more about being racist than they do health care, home ownership, jobs, or doing anything better. It's just like they wanted to stay that way. So as long as black people suffer, they don't care about poor white people suffering either.
Latasha Boss Lady said, my daughter wants to go to college and I'm so scared. Any advice of letting her go because all of this really scares me?
Definitely let her go. I would definitely go to a HBCU at this climate. At this climate, you know, black people dropped the ball in a sense that we didn't know that Charlie Kirk was going around for the last 5 years indoctrinating the white youth on college campuses and high school campuses to be Christian nationalists, white Christian nationalists, which is essentially just the KKK. If you ain't if you don't really understand what that is and the stuff they say about black people and eugenics and the stuff they really believe. So yeah, that black people are the problem. It's just, so we dropped the ball there, and we need that going on our own HBUs, CUs, educating our kids on what's really going on again. Like they were doing and politicizing. Most of all, they were politicizing kids to be MAGA from high school and in college campuses, but there's nobody politicizing at the HBCUs to know how often the police killing us. What are you doing these encounters? What are our politics? You know what I'm saying? All of that matters. Like what should we be on as a people, and that needs to be fixed. So I would send her to a HBCU, and I would make sure that that HBCU is putting her on what she needs to be on. But definitely at this time, and I mean this with all love and respect, but I wouldn't feel safe knowing all this stuff, all these lynchings, all these killings, all these crazy, and the stuff we hear every day. It seems like every day just constant. Too much to keep up with, honestly. And I'm working in this field, and it's still too much and happening too often. Every other day is something new. So I wouldn't feel comfortable sending my black child around to a PWI. I just wouldn't.
Angel One said, we definitely appreciate men like you. Tammy said, are there cameras leading to the courts?
Yeah, there are cameras in front of the foundation building. There are cameras at other parts of campus. That's how we know the camera. What was shown to the family was him sitting right there in front of the foundation. When I say foundation, that's the girlfriend's dormitory. That's the name of the girlfriend's dormitory. So he was sitting right there in the front of the foundation building, waiting on. That was shown to the.
So he was waiting on the girlfriend. You broke out a little bit. He was waiting on her.
Yeah, he was trying to get in her car. That's what he was doing there, asking her could he get in her car, could he sleep in her car. Yeah, he didn't want to return to his
He
phone.
must have felt uncomfortable. Something must have happened. Does the family have Trey's phone?
No, the police have Trey. So this is what I was told, and I don't like
What?
to speculate because this hasn't been confirmed. So this is why I'm saying this. So allegedly, the police have his phone and have not been able to get into his phone yet. That's what I was told by sources close.
What? Vic said, if Mississippi needs to worry about them white ends down there in Jackson, y'all can drop the ball on a college student, but run down the gangs out there. Shaking my head.
All that, yeah, I agree with you, Big. I agree with you, brother Ford. That shit trash. Mississippi need to wake up. Everybody need to wake up. I don't respect the gang members because they don't stand up and do what they initially was for, which is protecting the people. I don't respect nothing that's harming black people. You're exactly right. Black people in Jackson and Mississippi, period, Laurel, my city, everywhere need to stop killing each other. Need to stand together, unify. Need to vote. Need to lock in with each other. Need to start loving each other. Being a community again. Black economics. If you don't have a black bank, if you don't have a black school, and if you don't have black economics, you are not a black community. So there are no black communities in America nowhere. This shit is not tailored to Mississippi. I travel all over this country. There's just as much racism in New York and in California as it is in Mississippi. They are oppressing us and killing us everywhere, north, south, east, and west. So that's just real, you know. And anybody tell you something different, you a lie. Because I'm on the ground with these families. I can tell you about Frank Tyson in Canton, Ohio. I can tell you about Ryan Hinton in Cincinnati, Ohio. I can tell you anywhere you name where they done killed a brother, where they done hung a brother, where some racist shit done went on and niggas ain't did nothing. So everywhere you go, that narrative of the North, it don't play that shit, all that shit's a lie. You ever been to fucking Rikers Island? You see what's going on in there and how they oppressing and what they letting go on. That's cap, bro. There's no police force worse than LAPD and NYPD in the most liberal places in America. New York and LA is the most liberal places in America, and there is no police force that has shot more and killed more unarmed black people than LAPD and NYPD. They known for beating niggas up. Rodney King was in LA, you know. So they just in New York, they just threw a cooler and killed the brother, then justified. Then you had the white boy choke out the homeless guy on the train in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, y'all speak facts. I'm telling you what's really going on. It don't matter where you at. They killing us and they getting away with it through qualified immunity, through racist legislation, and through a system that was never designed to work for us. You know,
Absolutely.
it shouldn't be strange to black people that the 13th Amendment says you can't be treated like a slave unless you incarcerated by the state, and then the majority of the prison population in America is black people, where you still can be treated like a slave. And
Mm-hmm.
that light bulb off in our head yet. The school to prison pipeline is real. They're breeding your children to go straight to prison. So as a people, as a community, we have to have some accountability and educate our kids. Start teaching your kids how to remember your grandma used to can food and make preserves and
Yeah.
make medicine and do all these things. That was passed on. Remember when they tell you the history of your family, all this, we don't do that no more. So that's where
Yes.
we
Amen.
we're not educating our people on real black history and how powerful and great we are. I'm sorry, but yeah, I was responding to his question.
Yes. Vic said Mississippi still got that Jim Crow in them. It's sophisticated now and it's called James Crow. The laws are so jacked up.
Bruh funny. Bruh funny. Bruh said James Crow Esquire. But he's right though. It's deeply embedded. It's been embedded since Reconstruction. Mississippi. People don't know Mississippi is been chocolate city. We're the only state in the country with more black people per capita than chocolate city, than Washington D.C. Mississippi is actually 49 point something percent black. It's almost half. You know what I'm saying? So of the 4 million people, last time I checked, it's been a little minute. Don't quote me. Get to cuss me out in the chat talking about it ain't 4 million people here. That's the last time I looked years ago. It was 4 million people. 2 million of them was black in Mississippi per capita. A lot of this stems from the Great Migration, when black people, Mississippians, went to Chicago and then come back and then bring the knowledge back. That's why Mississippi and Chicago have such heavily ties, and those that migrated further on to LA and other places. They didn't come back. Everybody forgot about Mississippi. Who would want to come back to the Jim Crow South? But David Blanner did a great explanation on this about how black people left us down there to suffer, the ones that said it was too much blood in the ground to leave. Hmm.
Hmm. She said, "This is why we need a." Well, Patricia said, "In my opinion, the whole situation is a message from his supporters talking about Charlie Kirk, I think." And Chick Simple's lady said, "This is why we need to support for our HBCUs. PWI look good on paper, but we need the experience."
We do, and yeah, definitely. And our kids need to grow up with and be in an environment where people want to see them excel, where they want to see them thrive, where we know ain't no racism holding them back. We don't have very few spaces like that in America. Like people can pretend we do, and you can pretend everything is okay, but it's not. Like the world is still segregated. It's a black side of town, it's a white side of town. It's a black neighborhood, it's a white neighborhood. Like I live in objective reality. So that's just what it is. I know when I hear Martin Luther King and see cross the tracks, I know them niggas. I know when I don't see one police officer, I'm in the white neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know when I see
Mm-hmm.
roadblocks, I'm in the black neighborhood. I'm just saying, low income gentrification. I travel. I have literally, think by the grace of God and by His blessings, I've been able through this work to travel the country, and it'll break your heart on one, the ignorance of Negroes in every place you go, in every state you go, all over this country. And by ignorance, I'm not tearing them down. I'm saying their unwillingness to participate, to unify, to educate themselves. That's what I'm calling ignorance, or to vote, to do all these things, to remain ignorant when the knowledge is at your fingertips via a smartphone and all these different inventions where if you wanted to know, you could know. And then just the lack of unity. That's what I see in all places. That's the state. That's the real. People might lie to you and kumbaya to you, but that's the real state of Black America in 2025. No
Mm-hmm.
unity, and ignorance.
Tasha said she feels like something was going on with him and the roommate. Is the roommate African American?
The roommate's black. The roommate's good. The roommate's solid. Like I said, the roommate came out there, spoke to me, and this all I know. What I go on my interaction. I ain't God, and I don't know, and I might not be the best judge of people. I'm on my second divorce, so I might not be the best judge of human beings in that regard. But I'm saying he seemed cool. He didn't have to come meet me. He didn't have to come talk to me when he found out we was on campus. He just showed up on his own. I didn't even know who he was and introduced himself. The next day at the football field, he came to that memorial as well, and he willingly and truthfully answered all my questions, and I was able to confirm his answers with his family and other people. So I love the young brother, and I don't think the young brother did anything wrong in these situations. I'm also been doing this long enough to know not to rule anything or anyone out. But I like the young brother, and I really think he's a young, positive brother. And I really think he really, really loved his roommate. He really, really loved Trey. He went out and started looking for him that night as well. Also, people drove by the pickleball court. People went looking for Trey. I don't know if y'all, I don't know if we got to that.
Mm-mm.
People went through the campus looking for Trey. His girlfriend and another young lady, the roommate, and some cousins. And they even drove by the pickleball court. No, nobody seen Trey on that campus. So
Wow.
yeah, if
Wow.
I'm lying, I'm flying, and these ain't my lies. It's they lies that they telling me. So yeah. hmm
Wow. Wow. That's interesting.
I'm gonna give you the 8:15 because I gotta go get my baby girl. I would love to
No, you're
talk
fine
more,
because
but
I was gonna end it with you and Marquell. We're gonna be doing this much more. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Yeah, Marquell is
hmm
gonna start a YouTube channel as well. We want to get him started so he can put this great work that he's doing out there. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to help him get his channel started. We're going to push him forward. He needs support over there, and we're going to support him so he can keep supporting Trey Reed's family, Jaylen Lewis's family, and many, many more. One more question I got for you. She said, I would like to know if carrying that letter was something he did often.
Uh, that's a good question. That's a yes. The feds are investigating Vic Ford already, but I don't trust them. Look up COINTELPRO, but the feds are doing an investigation.
Mm,
Um, that's a question for the girlfriend though. Sorry to get off track, Miss Parker.
no, you
But
didn't.
that's a question for she can clear that up. But that is a good question, and I'll try to confirm with the family.
When you get time, Marquell, let me know. We got each other's numbers and stuff. I want to thank you so much, and please let the family know, Trey Reed's family know that we are praying for them, and we are going to help you and them get justice. We're going to keep Trey Reed's name alive over here on this channel, and it's
Can,
also
can I
another
say some
content
names before
creator.
we get out? I don't want to
Yeah,
I don't want to get in trouble. So justice for Mike Brown Jr. always um, chosen for change and Uncle Mike and Cal. Justice for Andrew Joseph the third, Indiana, and Andrew Joseph the second, Indiana Joseph Andrew Joseph Foundation chosen for change. Justice for Glenn Foster Jr. The Glenn Foster Jr. Foundation, Miss Sabrina Foster, his lovely mother, and his father, Big Glenn. Justice for Ronald Green. Love Miss Mona Horton. Shout out all my love to Miss Mona and Dee and Pep. Uh, Justice for Calvin Caines, um, Austin Jones, Jordan Hill. I don't want none of my mamas getting mad at me. It's a lot. It's too many to name. Justice for all stolen lives, but justice for Dexter Wade and George Robinson. I love y'all families, and if I miss you, charge it to my head and not my heart.
Marquell, if you know any other families that would like to ever come up here with you and put the story out there, I'm so willing. Whenever they're ready to talk. This platform is a voice for um justice. So whenever you're ready, Marquell, thank you so much. It's another content creator, Mocha Unfiltered. She's been covering the Trey Reed story as well, and I told her I would mention you to her just in case you might want to go over there and just to keep the Trey Reed story going on because we definitely need more voices. We definitely need more boots on the ground, and you definitely need more people standing behind you and also the family. So I'll get with you on that. If you want to go over there and talk to her and her platform too. She's from New Orleans.
Thank you so
So
much, Miss
yeah.
Parker. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I love you. I love what you're doing. Thank you. We have a saying at the Building Bridges Coalition that we don't hoard resources, we don't hoard knowledge, like we freely give it to our people. So thank you. You and me like immediately try to help me set up my YouTube, and you want me to do different things. So thank you for being that way and having that heart and that spirit. Thank you for caring enough to just shed light on these things and talk about them where people are scared to talk about them. So thank you for being who you are. Thank you for having me. And I definitely, I'm always willing to. I'm shy and I hate interviews because I'm nervous. Like you see my hand over my mouth, I'm thinking, I'm twitching. I'm gonna get better, but I'm saying I'm willing to do anything that helps these families. So if somebody want me to come on and talk, I'll come on and talk.
You're doing amazing. You done amazing. I couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I ain't gonna lie. I thought you had a microphone in your hand. I said, hell, I need one of them. Shit. You know what I'm saying? But you did amazing. I couldn't tell nothing different. Hell, I get nervous every time. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. Hell, I still get nervous, Marquell. So it ain't nothing. You will get used to it, and you might not. I hell, like I said, when I was like, please let everything go right. Butterflies in my stomach. You just don't know. You get what I'm saying? But thank you. Get take care of those kids. And me and you will talk. I will call you tomorrow and check on you. Let the family know we're praying for them and we're here. Okay. Man, shout out to Marquell Bridges for coming up here. Boots on the ground at Delta University talking to the roommate, faculty staff, students, and so many more. They want to shut him up. They want this to go away. They want to sweep it under the rug. Nothing to see here, like he said. Go on now. No foul play. Quick. Everything Marquell Bridges said, everything he said about Trey Reed's case, we're watching. We are watching. Yeah, TT, it is. Thank you, Tammy. Thank y'all so much. It's time to switch lanes. I'm ready to do boots on the ground. I've been ready. Since Shanquilla, our girl back there. I'm ready. And I want y'all to be with me. Everybody can't go with me on my journey, but damn it, I'm willing to be patient. Cause see, when a tire goes flat, guess what? It's too many of us to not have spares. And if one of us is down, we're gonna lift each other up. But one thing we're gonna keep doing is being a voice. Y'all think Trey Reed's last? This is only the beginning. Oh, no, 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 no. My bad. It's been the beginning. Years ago. Jaylen Lewis. Like you said, Michael Brown Jr. George Floyd. Should we go on? Trayvon. Breonna Taylor. Should we go on? See, we can keep meeting up here like this, but I don't want to. I want to sometimes, but it's time. Shout out to Shank Rock. Boots on the ground for Shanquilla Robinson and Irina. And Kamari. Justice for our baby Kamari. It's time, y'all. We can talk about it, but I want to walk about it. Prayers to you, Miss Akila. Prayers to you and Jaylen's babies. Prayers to the African American mother of 5 that lost her life just a little bit before Jaylen by the same officers that are still free to this day. Still free. How does the same officer take 2 black people out the same way and no justice? I'll wait. Either you with me or you against me. I can't tell y'all how I'm going to be. I can only show y'all. I don't want to be a leader. I want people to walk beside me, not behind me. I ain't that type of person. Hi, Blended Healing. I see you, sister. That ain't what I want. I want my sisters beside me and my brothers. That's what they don't want. They don't want us in. They want us in a line. They don't want us side by side. In a line, we divided. We just seeing each other's back. One person seeing the other's back. But if we side by side, we see each other. Yeah. We walk together. We grow together. Yeah, it's Leah. Y'all look up that story. Jaylen Lewis, 2022, Jackson, Mississippi. The sixth person who was unalived, African American person that was unalived by the Capitol Police. He was at a stoplight. They shot that boy in his head. Prayers to those families. Thank you guys so much. And Marquell, thank you so much again. You did amazing. You was a natural. Thank you for being boots on the ground in Mississippi. You are so right. One of the most prejudiced states in America. And he needs help. He needs help. And I'm sick of people needing help from us. Because again, when that knock come on your door, guess what? Y'all gonna need some help. She said J.C.I. McGee hung in Henderson, North Carolina last year at the repair shop. Misunderstood. Try to give me that story. One of the moderators, Samai, can you catch that name for me? A family that prays together, stays together, and I feel like y'all my family. Okay, sure, we are. No, they cannot. It's Leah. Y'all hear me? Shout out to everybody. Shank Rock will be going live here in just a few. I think I went a little bit over my time, but I will see y'all back here tonight, okay? Shout out to everybody. Thanks to those GoFundMe, Jaylen's family. Please keep donating to that family, okay? And thanks to everybody that supported me tonight. Thank you.
Breaking it down, cutting through the chatter. Pop and stay while you feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone. With a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard. Asking all the questions, never missing a word. The news to amuse and the truth to reveal. Digging for the answers, keeping it real. For those who need a champion, she's standing tall. Fighting for justice, she's giving her all. With every upload, she's making a change. Bringing people together. Can't be beat. Questions we all have, she's not afraid to ask. Uncovering the story, she's up to the task. With a laugh, a wink, and a spirit so true. Miss Parker's got the magic and she's sharing it with you. Pop and stay while you feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone. With a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard. Asking all the questions, never missing a word. So here's to Miss Parker, the star of the show.